Hello? Hello?
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm calling you on the behalf of Financial Help for Seniors. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. This call is about a final expense program, which is designed to cover 100% of your funeral, burial, or cremation expenses. Our local agent is an expert on this to get you all the benefits to you and your family. Now, in order to pre-qualify you, let me ask you a few questions. So, how old are you?
67.
Okay. Well, I believe you make your own financial decisions.
Yes.
Are you a smoker?
No.
Okay. Awesome. You qualify just fine. Now, let me bring in one of my specialists on the line who can exactly tell you what kind of benefits you can qualify for today. Okay? Thank you very much for holding on. This is Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for asking. I'm doing great. Well, I'm a verification officer with Seniors Care, and I will be happy to assist you for your final expense codes. Now, before I continue, can I ask how old are you?
67.
And in order to pull out the rates from your local area, what is the zip code down there?
90813.
I would love to let you know that how this policy works and how these plans can benefit you and your family. These new state-regulated plans are designed to cover 100% cost of your funerals, burials, cremation, or any other debts and obligations that you may leave. God forbid if something happens to you tonight, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, these policies cover you from the very first day. I mean, this will be whole life in nature that will never ever expires on you, and their rates will never go up regardless of your age or health conditions. Now, in the age of 67, do you make your own financial and medical decisions by yourself? I say, what's your date of birth? And if you choose to take up the coverage, then who would be your beneficiary, like your son, your spouse, your daughter? And a lot of my clients that I speak with, they want this coverage for three different things, either burial, cremation, or to leave some extra for their loved ones. What do you reckon? I mean, do you want burial plan, cremation, or do you want to leave some extra for your loved ones? And how do you pronounce your first and last name? And to qualify you for some additional savings and discounts, I believe that you have an active checking or savings account, right? And just to sending you the policies papers at your doorstep, what is your best mailing address? And you're a smoker or a non-smoker?
Non smoker.
And do you have any arrangements for your burial, like a plaque, casket, tombstone, or do you have any insurance for that? Or this could be the first one.
This would be the first one.
And by the way, on which coverage plan do you want to receive information on? Like a plan of 5,000, 10,000, 15, or 20?
20,000.
And just for the MIB check, the insurance company, they run a MIB check just to make sure that you don't have any terminal illness. So just to make sure that, what is your social? All right. And you born in California or
I was born in
born
Texas.
somewhere else? Now, everything is done from my side. I have a product specialist who's going to provide you the quotes and benefits about this insurance, and we'll give you the cheaper rates for the best coverage, all right? Thank you so much for holding. This is Frank. Hey, Frank, I got a prospect with me on the line. Lindsay, he's from the state of California, currently 67 years of age. So can you take over the call, please? Sure, I can. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you so much for holding on. This is Frank. I'm a final expense insurance agent. How are you doing today? You doing good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking. Now, your call has been transferred over to me as I'm the final expense insurance agent. I'll be happy to assist you for your final expense codes. Now, Lindsay, I'm going to tell you that how the policies works and how these plans can benefit you and your family. So these new state-regulated plans are designed to cover 100% cost of your funeral, burial, cremations, or any other. That's your obligation that you will leave, God forbid, if anything happens to you tonight, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. You will be fully covered from the very first day. Since we are specialized in the end-of-life planning, we are affiliated with 40 insurance companies like Mutual of Omaha, AIG, Prosperity, Liberty Bankers, Right Livers of America, and many more. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and shop at 40 different windows for you, and we'll give you the cheapest rates for the best coverage. Keep in your mind, all of these policies will be whole life in nature. They will never expire on you. Their prices will never go up. regardless of your age or your health conditions. And these policies not only have that benefits for you, sir, they also have some living benefit, such as a benefit called accelerated death benefit. That means if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness or expectancy of death prescribed by your doctor, within 90 days you can withdraw up to 50% of face value of your policy, and you can use that within your life, like paying your medical bills, taking care of an event of emergency. So a lot of my clients would like to get this coverage for three reasons. First, for the burial. Second, for the cremation. And third, to leave extra money for the kids and their loved ones. What do you reckon? What would you like it to do for you? Are you currently employed, self-employed, or retired on Social Security?
Retired.
No, that's all from my side. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. All right. So as my associate mentioned, you wanted to get a code for 20,000 worth of coverage plan?
Yes.
Okay, let me show you three different options, okay? 10,000, 15, and 20. Tell me, you can tell me, well, like, which plan suits you best for you. Now, the company that I got for you, sir, that's SBLI, Savings Bank Life Insurance. First option that I got for you with them, that's 10,000 for $10,000 worth of coverage. That will cost you just $86.55 a month. Second option that I got for you, that's 15,000 for $15,000 coverage. That will cost you $127.73. And the third option is 20,000 for 20,000 coverage. That will cost you $168.92.
We spend the next 6 minutes rehashing my name and its spelling, my address, my date of birth, the fact that I'm a non-smoker, my general health condition, my social security number, and what state I was born in. These are details he already has. He's just going over them again to make sure that he's got them right. He also asked me for my doctor's name, my email, my height and weight, my bank account details, the date that I want the first payment to go through, and my beneficiary's name and age. I can't stress enough how fucking boring final expense calls are, not only to sit through when they're happening, but also to edit them after the fact, and probably to watch, so I'm trying to cut as much as I can. We're getting to the good stuff eventually, I promise.
Now, Mr. Gardner, could you please go ahead and grab a pen and piece of paper? Let me give you my information and the company information. Now, first of all, write down my name. That's Frank, Frank. Last name Dodson, Dotson. And write down my phone number. That's 929-425-9471. And write the insurance company name. That's SBLI. And your coverage amount, $20,000, and your monthly premium is $168.92. So what we're gonna do here, sir, we're gonna go ahead and get submitted your application with a carrier and get yourself approved. Okay? Then we're gonna conduct a short telephonic interview. I'm going to connect your call with the agent of SBLI. Okay?
If only it was that simple. Instead, we spend the next 14 minutes just faffing about. He once again rehashes my social security number. He asks me if I'm working or retired. He asks me my height and weight, and he confirms my email address. He also just makes small talk. He asks me how the weather is, how long I've lived in California. He explains that they're going to do a voice signature with the insurance company. He asks if my daughter lives with me. He asks for my marital status, and when I say single, he asks if my wife died, which is very professional. I'm sure Wade would be very happy to know that his hired goons are asking questions like that. He asks how my weekend was. He claims that he lives in New York because he was talking about the weather in New York. So I ask him if it snows in New York, and he says that no, it doesn't at all. I've never been to New York, and I don't really know it well enough to call out if that's a lie or not. But I know that it snows like crazy in Buffalo and Rochester, and that it does snow in New York City, and those are far north and far south of the state. So, I mean, perhaps there are parts of the state where it doesn't snow, but I think he's just lying, because I mean, he's clearly in India and not in New York. He in turn asks me if California is hot, because he's heard that it's very hot here. And finally, he gives his usual line about how I shouldn't treat the insurance paperwork like a piece of paper, but I should treat it like a check for $20,000 because the beneficiary, blah, 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 blah. If you've heard an insurance call before, you've heard that same line.
An agent whom I going to connecting the call. His name's Wade. Okay. Yeah, his name's Wade, and he's a very nice guy, and he will be gonna get submitted to your application today. All right. Let's say I'm so sorry for the delay. Wade is with another customer, and he just free now. I'm gonna be connecting a call with. Hello, this is Wade. How can I help you? Hey, Wade. This is Frank. I got a prospect for you in line, Lindsay Gardner from the state of California, and we're going with SB Life for $20,000 worth of coverage, monthly premium $168.92. Please submit the application, please. Okay, sure, no problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get everything processed here for you. So, Lindsay, I've got everything that I need, looks like, to do the authorization.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get them on the phone right now, and it'll be really quick.
Wade wastes no time getting me connected to SBLI for the voice signature. However, we get stuck on hold. Thus far, you've heard 11 minutes of audio, including my commentary. However, it took 43 minutes to get to this point. Imagine faffing around on the phone for 43 minutes and we're still not done. We still have to talk to the insurance company and we're sitting on hold. I'm a scam baiter and I'm losing my shit. Imagine a regular consumer. Like, who falls for this? Who voluntarily subjects themselves to being on the phone this long just to sign up for an insurance policy? So I basically rage quit the call. However, his goons are very quick to call me back.
Hey, Lindsay, this is Frank. We've been connecting. Well, I connect your call with Wade, and we'll conduct the interview with the company, and our line was disconnected. Can I connect your call once again with Wade?
I tell him that I'm too busy right now and offer to call him back in about 30 minutes to continue. Around the same time, Wade texts me directly and introduces himself as Wade with Insurance, which is kind of interesting. No company name, no agency name, just Wade with Insurance. I ask Wade with Insurance if I can reach out to him directly because Frank Dotson, who's the Indian, told me that I have to contact him to be patched through to Wade instead of being able to contact Wade directly. And Wade says, yes, this is my personal cell phone. You can contact me directly this way. A couple hours pass and the Indians call again. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good? I'm pretty well. What about yourself? And how's digging so far?
Pretty good. How's yours?
All good, man. All good. All good on today here. Okay, let me see here. And I believe is that number registered? Is that Lindsay?
Yes.
That number registered with the lens? Okay. And we had to talk about the insurance on today. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
About a savings bank of life insurance company.
Right.
And I'm the one of the retention department officer. So my job is just to go ahead and connect you one of that insurance carrier. And after that, we can go ahead and done this for you, okay?
What is your name?
My name is Jonathan Wilson on the record line extension 1203.
Frank working on this, and then he transferred me to Wade, and so I'm working with them already.
Yes.
Is that who you're going to transfer me to? As you can hear, I had another incoming call, so I drop Jonathan and take that other call. At this point, I know exactly who Wade is, and I have all the information that I need to name and shame him, so I really don't want to talk to him again. I don't need to. Unfortunately, the DNC violating call center in India or Pakistan that he uses spoofs their phone number, so I have no way to ignore their calls because I have no way of knowing it's them. And so 20 minutes later, they call me again. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Hello. Thank you so much for picking up my call. I'm speaking with Lindsay Gardner.
Yes.
All right. How's your day going on, Lindsay Gardner?
It's good. How's yours?
It's fine here. Okay, let me tell you who I am and why I call you, actually. Sir, my name is Jonathan Byers, and I'm from the Savings Bank Insurance Department here. And you had applied for the policy with us, and on that day when I connected you for the insurance company for the interview purpose, I think your phones got turned off or something like that. You guys disconnected on the interview, or your cell phone is cut off on the voice signature when you was getting approval from the insurance company, right?
With which company?
SBLI,
Was that
Savings Bank Life Insurance.
Was that with Wade?
Yes. Yes, that was Wade.
Yeah, Wade already took care of it. I called him directly because for some reason you guys keep telling me that I have to go through you, but he told me I could call him directly, and he gave me his cell phone number. So yeah,
Like actually, uh, my job is to connect you with the Wade because I'm the representative of Wade, and my job is if you guys got disconnected, so my job is to bring you on the line and connect you with the Wade. Actually, he's the license agent, and he will be just take a small interview with insurance company and take an interview and make sure that he can approve you and let you know all his numbers and all other stuff.
right. I mean, yeah,
For that purpose.
if he's available, let's talk to him. Yeah, bring him in.
Okay, sure. Stay on the line.
Hello, this is Wade. Can I help you?
Hi, sir. I got a Lindsay Gardner with me on the line, and you guys just connected on the interview. So I bring him on the line again, so please take away the call. And
okay. All right, just transfer him over. All right. Hey, Lindsay, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I didn't know I didn't want to give you a call back. I was waiting on. I guess they called you back.
Yeah, I don't get it. They've called multiple times, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna continue." I'm like, Wade gave me his number. I can just call him directly. Like, no, you have to go through us. I'm like, but he said that I could just go to. But they're so insistent, and every time they call, they spoof. This time it's 410. Every time they call, they spoof their number. It's a different phone number every time. And I hang up on them, and they call back with a different phone number. Like, dude, come on, Wade's waiting. I'm like, I have his number. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine, guys. I promise you. All right. I was actually getting ready to text you. I didn't know they were going to reach out. This is the 20,000 in coverage. Is that right?
Right.
Give me just one second. I think they left off with the voice signature. Let me get them on the call and see if they can pick up where they left off here. 1 second.
hello, this is John in the recording line. How may I assist you today?
John, hey, how are you? This is Wade. I'm just calling to do a voice signature.
Notice how I tell him that his call center is borderline harassing me and they're spoofing their phone number every time they contact me, and he just shrugs it off. He just giggles it away. Anyway, exactly 2 minutes after I was connected to Wade, I get another phone call. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, hey, this is Jonathan. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty well. Where's Lindsay?
This is her.
Okay. Lindsay, you the Lindsay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Lindsay, do you have talked to Wade with that insurance fraud? Virtualization?
Hey, Wade, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Lindsay, yeah, I'm on the phone. I'm going to be on the entire time.
I asked because the Indian call center called yet again, and he's like, "Is this Lindsay? You were talking to Wade." I'm like, "Dude, I'm on the other line with him right now." So I conferenced him in, but I guess he hung up because it looks like he's not here anymore. But these guys are persistent, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Let me reach out to the center and let them know.
In case you're confused, the Indian call center calls me and connects me to Wade. 2 minutes later, they call me again. Hey, is this the Lindsay? You were talking to Wade. They want to connect me to Wade, even though I'm on the phone with Wade. You can't make this shit up. You just can't. I wonder how much he was paying this call center, because whatever it was, he got fucking ripped off. I text Wade asking if he stated his NPN during the call because I missed part of the voice verification because I was dealing with his Indian call center. Then during the voice verification, I just put the phone down and ignore it. So they presumably talked into the ether for a long period of time and then just hung up. So he texts me back with his NPN, tells me he doesn't say it in the call, and then says that he doesn't know what happened, but if I want to proceed with the application, to call him back. I never call him and he never calls me again. I also realized I only spoke to Wade for a combined 6 minutes. He basically gets the transfer from the Indians and immediately goes to voice verification. He does basically no work himself. He lets the Indians sell the policy. He takes in that information and then gets you connected with the insurance company. I'm pretty sure a practice like that is prohibited by the insurance companies themselves, so somebody should reach out to SBLI and report this asshole. Anyway, who is this clown? Well, He only introduces himself as Wade or Wade from Insurance, but if you do a reverse phone lookup on his phone number, we get the name Wade Shiu, and this reflects the name he gives during voice verification. He also provides us his national producer number, which is 19332343, and if we look that up in the Florida Department of Insurance, we find Wade Albert Manfu Shiu. As always, I have to censor his address, his email, and his phone number due to YouTube's privacy policies, but as always, this is completely public information that you can find yourself if you wanted to. It looks like Mr. Shiu is based in South Carolina. This 386 phone number that's on his profile is indeed the phone number that he texted me from. If you're curious, he is also licensed in the state of California and has been since March 2022, though in the state of California, he is listed as living in Florida. So I Googled his name and I found this Facebook profile. Now, there shouldn't be any issues with me showing this to you because it is a public profile of a digital creator, air quotes. So it's not all that different from me showing you the profile of Crystal Laura, for example. There's nothing remarkable in this profile. It's just a bunch of cringy, grind mentality, sales bro shit that's typical of most insurance salesmen.
Hey, happy Friday, Wade Shiu. I wanted to talk to you a little bit this morning about something that's really helped me in running my own business, my wife and I working together, and that is the idea that we focus a lot as humans. We focus on things that we haven't done or haven't accomplished. And I'm not giving any psychology advice, but they say that when you do that, that your body starts releasing chemicals that makes you feel worse about your current position.
Typical of what we saw with Andre Vanderbroek, for example. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Link in the doobly-doo. Anyway, what's interesting with this profile is this link on the bottom left, runningshiusagency.com. What the heck is that? This link leads us to the Running Shius Insurance Agency. Get your life insurance plan today. As you can see, it is run by Wade Shiu, who is the CEO and co-founder of this company. At the footer, they do not have a privacy policy, which is kind of interesting, but there is this 803 phone number, there's an email, and there's a physical location in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Now, this seems promising, but I wanted to make sure that it was the same Wade because Wade texted me from a 386 number, but this is an 803 number. Wade told me that he lives in Florida, but this is a location in South Carolina. So I called the 803 number.
Hey, thanks for calling the Running Shius Agency. I'm sorry we missed your call. Please leave your name and the best number to reach you back, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Have a great day.
That voice sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? But I wanted to be absolutely sure, so I looked Wade up in the South Carolina insurance agent system. It all checks out. Wade Albert Manfu Shiu. Here's his NPN. It matches what he told us. And on the bottom left, we see a business phone number of 803-415-7794, 803-415-7794. So we are dealing with Wade Shiu of Running Shius Agency, who is your trusted partner in navigating the world of Medicare, health insurance, marketplace insurance, and life insurance. And they do this by hiring a shady scam call center in India or Pakistan that violates the do not call list and does all the work of actually selling the policy so he could just sit back and collect the commission. What a slimy, pathetic sack of shit. 2 days after these calls, I texted Wade. Wade, my name is Lindsay Gardner and I'm a correspondent with UNLV Group. We are investigating spam, scam, and otherwise unsolicited calls affecting Americans. On Monday, I received an illegal call, as my number is on the do not call list, from an overseas call center offering me a final expense policy. We settled on a $20,000 policy and I was then transferred to you. Did you know this is how your leads are being acquired? I'm sure your marketing company told you that it's people who filled out a form or something, but no, it's just an Indian call center auto-dialing random numbers fishing for leads. Ironically, I've actually spoken to this call center before. They tried to sell me an AIG policy back in May 2024. The guy used the same fake name of Frank Dotson and gave me the same callback number that just plays hold music and drops. I have never seen a call center this aggressive before, though, as they called numerous times trying to get me connected to you. They also spoofed their caller ID each time. I mentioned both of these facts to you on our last call, but you did not seem bothered by these things at all. I'm reaching out to see if you're willing to disclose any of the details you have about this call center, their name, callback number, what they promised you, when you hired them, etc. After all, you're not directly responsible for this call. It was your lead generator's fault. I often say that at the end of these types of messages, and it's for two reasons. Primarily because I could sue Wade if I wanted to. He is legally liable for DNC violating calls. However, I want to make it clear that because it's not his fault, I want to go after the lead generator whose fault it actually is. But second of all, I also don't want to drag his reputation through the mud if I can help it. I'd rather trash the marketing company he hired. But if he's not going to cooperate with me, he's not going to tell me who to blame, then the only person I can blame is him. About the AIG thing, I take notes every time I receive a scam call, so you can see my notes here from Wade. Here's the pricing they gave me for SBLI. These phone numbers at the bottom were the caller IDs that showed up when the Indians would call me to get me connected to Wade, and yes, they're spoofed. I did call them. They are not in service. However, you can see here the name of Frank Dotson and a 929 callback number. Here's my other note from the 2nd of May, 2024. We can see we went with AIG this time, and these prices are actually significantly lower, which is what was interesting because there's only a few months between these calls, so why are the prices significantly higher? Yes, I know that things fluctuate, and yes, it was a different insurance company, but isn't the point of using these call centers and using a broker to get you the best price possible? So is SBLI really the best price possible at the time? Surely Wade would have checked on that, but because he's such a lazy sack of shit, he just took the Indians at their word that this was the lowest price and tried to sell me SBLI when it was his turn. Anyway, we can see at the bottom the same name of Frank Dotson and the same 929 callback number. When you actually call this number, it just plays hold music for about 2 minutes and then drops you. And that's why when I was talking to them, I asked them if I could call them back to get connected to Wade, and they freaked the fuck out. They probably know that it's not possible to call them back. And that's why they do that. With all that said, Wade never responded to this message. I never heard from Wade again. Running Shiu's agency? Welcome to the list. You may have a quirky name, but you still fucking suck. And fuck you, Wade.